Welcome everybody to the webinar. My name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. We are going to have some fun tonight. I'm coming to you live from my home office in beautiful San Diego, California. And tonight I'm going to show you how to get set up right, get started right with Teamzy and become a Power Hour boss. Okay, I'm going to take you through Teamzy, show you how quickly to set it up. I'll show you how to work a Power Hour, the best workflow, so you can be incredibly efficient and leveraged with your time and keep your focus on connecting with people and building relationships, which is the key to success in this business, right? All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Oh, at the end, so I'm going to take you through, I'm going to give you a ton of content tonight, so get ready. Get your pens and papers out to take some notes too. I'll do a Q&A at the end. So you'll notice a little Q&A button right here at the bottom. Go ahead and put your questions in at any point in the call tonight, and I will be happy to answer them all at the end. All right. Let's see here. I just have a couple slides to jump through, just kind of introduce things, and then we'll jump right into Teamzy. Okay, you ready? Get started right with Teamzy, become a Power Hour boss. If you have not figured it out already, Teamzy is designed to help you do everything you need to do in 1 hour a day. Okay, so that is going to be something that you are going to absolutely love. A little bit about my backstory. I come from the background of business coaching and consulting. And I have been a professional business coach for the past 15 years, helping people build their business. I fell into network marketing by accident, probably like a lot of you. I found some products that helped me, and I loved them. And I was telling people about them just because I was a happy customer. I finally realized there was an incredible business opportunity associated with those products. And so as I looked at the opportunity from the perspective of somebody who helps other people build their business, I knew that I had maybe an hour a day to work on it. And so I started looking for some tools to help me leverage that little bit of time I had. I needed a system that would allow me in just 1 hour a day to do the things, the most important things that I knew were the key to success. And they were these. I wanted to stay in touch with all of my contacts, in regular touch, okay? I needed to know when to contact them and when not to. In other words, I knew the Power Hour was where the secret was. The problem was I didn't want to spend 2 hours planning my 1 hour of action. I just wanted something to just tell me, connect with this person now, okay? Also, what the heck do you say to people to start a conversation? I used to get stuck on this, staring at my screen, trying to come up with the perfect messaging, trying to figure out what was the best way to connect with people. I needed something that would help me just get started, right, without having to think, and something that helped me follow up seamlessly so that nobody ever falls through the cracks. I'm going to talk to you today about following up. I'm going to show you my system for following up, which is so easy to follow. But I know, and I now know, that 80% of all leads that are generated fall through the cracks. Isn't that a lot? That's too many. I'll show you how to make it seamless tonight. Okay, so I went looking for something like this, and you probably know the story here, right? I couldn't find it. I also needed it to be easy to use. It's so funny. One of my marketing team today said, Eric, stop telling people that you're tech challenged. But it's true. It has to be easy or I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Here's the thing. I don't necessarily think that I'm tech challenged. It's that I don't like having to figure things out. Anybody with me? I just want it to be intuitive. So I went looking for something that would help me do all those things, that was easy to use, and that put the focus on building relationships. So I didn't find it. So here's the story. The story ends with this. I found some really, really smart people, and we built it for you. And that's Teamzy. That's kind of the story. So here's just a little bit of stats on us. In just a little more than 2 years, we've had more than 70,000 network marketers use Teamzy. And our active users have been averaging 21 customers and 9 new recruits over their 90 days, okay, over a 90-day period. I always measure statistics over 90 days. Why? Because it takes a little time to build momentum with relationships. Make sense? Okay. Great, let's jump out of here. We'll come back at the end for your action steps. All right. Were none of you able to see my slides just now? Or was it just Jamie? I apologize if that was the case. Oh my gosh. Anyways, what are you gonna do? If not, there were some slides there and hopefully I talked through them enough if you couldn't see them. Let's jump into Teamzy. Here we go. Make sure, please let me know in the chat if you can see Teamzy fine when I get there. Hold on, let me just do this. Okay. So can you guys see my Teamzy dashboard now? Good. Thank you, Jamie. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, great. Well, you just missed a couple of fun pictures. That's all, no big deal. Teamzy is what matters, and that's what we're gonna talk about now. So let's get in here and do it. Here's my Teamzy dashboard. If you haven't seen Teamzy before, I'll to give you a very quick tour, and then we're gonna dive into setting it up, and then I'll show you how to crush a power hour. Okay, sound good? So here's the dashboard, and there are, I've lost count. There's more than 60 versions of Teamzy customized to specific networks, okay? Functionally, they're all the same. They're just customized to make you feel at home. I'm gonna be demonstrating tonight on Teamzy Standard, which is kind of our generic version. I hate to call it generic, but it's not for a specific network. It kind of works for anybody. So it may look slightly different than the version you're used to using, okay? But you'll get the idea. Now, if you look at it real quick, couple things. Right here are today's activities, this bar right here in the center. This is your goals for the day. I'll show you how we do that and set up, how we set those up. My goals are to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors on my team. Invite 3 people to learn about my business and add 3 people to my Teamzy. Okay, those are my daily goals. That's my daily goal. I'll show you how that works in a little bit. If I want to add people to my Teamzy, I just click on this add contact button. I can add an individual person, or I can click bulk import and upload a whole file full of people. Okay, cool. Down here is my power hour. I'll show you how to work this in a little bit. This tells me who's up next to connect with. If somebody's not on the dashboard that I want to connect with today, I can look them up in this lookup bar and find them right away. Okay, cool. All right, that's the basics. That's the basics. Now let's jump over real quick and set this up. So first off, I want you guys to know, if you're not already using Teamzy, you get a free 30-day trial to Teamzy. Everybody gets it free for 30 days. We don't ask for your credit card or anything weird. Just go in and use it. We want you to fall in love with Teamzy, okay? Here's the thing I will tell you absolutely with 100% confidence. If you use this system for your free month, the way I'm going to show you tonight, there'll be no question that you will generate income that will pay for Teamzy ongoing, okay? That's why I give you a month free. And that's why it's priced at less than $1 a day, so that you literally make 1 sale in your 30 days and you've paid for your Teamzy, okay? Make sense? Good. When you first sign into your free trial, it'll take you into the setup wizard. The setup wizard's there to help you set it up. You can get back to that setup wizard by going to settings. I'm going to show you how this works. Okay, and we'll just kind of go through this. I'm going to page through a couple things. You don't need my video because you have me live. In the setup wizard, we're going to set your income goal. Okay, we're going to help you create a powerful why, and we're going to get your contacts imported into Teamzy. Make sense? So they're in one place. No more sticky notes, pads of paper you can never find, spreadsheets you never update. It'll all be in one place, organized. It lives on the web, which means that it's always in your pocket, right? Because you're never far from your phone. Okay, let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is set your income goal. You put a number in here. I put $150,000 as my goal. This is the annual income I want to, the annual income level I'd like to be at 12 months from now. Make sense? Okay, so what's your goal? Put it in here. Now something cool happens once you put the number in that box and hit continue. Teamzy backward engineers that number and tells you how much activity you need to do to hit it, okay? And I just want you to know that our algorithm is conservative. So even if you fall a little short of your goal, you'll probably still hit it. Okay, so here we go. Teamzy is telling me to connect with 4,348 people. 4,348 people over the next 12 months. That's a lot of people, right? I grew up in a town with less people than that. And some of you guys live in towns with less people than that. It's okay though. When you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? 1 bite at a time, right? I'll continue to the next page where this is called the breakdown page. This breaks that big number first into 3 groups: prospects, customers, and distributors. Then it breaks it all the way down to a daily number. So that huge number, 4,348, is now just connect with 9 prospects today, 6 customers today, and 4 distributors today. That's 19 people I'm going to connect with. I will show you how that is about 20 minutes work in Teamzy. Okay, just imagine connecting with 19 people in 20 minutes. That is what having Teamzy to work for you will do. Now, when I say connect, just to clarify, connect means just to make somebody's day. I just want to connect, have them smile, be happy that I connected, and make their day. That's my goal. I call it the make someone's day mindset. Okay, you can write that down. The make someone's day mindset. It's one of our favorite hashtags over at Teamzy. Those are just connects. Okay, they're about staying in touch and investing in a relationship. So the goal here is to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors on my team. Now, these are suggestions based on my income goal. Let's say you're new and you have no distributors yet. You can type over these. Make that a 0 because you have no distributors, and maybe add that over to your prospects number. Does this make sense? Okay. So again, you can write whatever you want in these boxes, and you can come back to this page at any time and edit it and edit your daily goals. Now, the next goal here is invites. An invite, see, I've got a goal 3. That's kind of the default goal. An invite is when I'm going to invite somebody to learn about my business. I'm going to invite them to a 3-way call, to lunch, to coffee, to an event, to an online event, a virtual event. I'm going to invite them to try some products. That's an invite. An invite is something I can follow up on, and it can result in a sale or a recruit. Okay? That makes sense? As opposed to just connecting to make somebody's day. So I'm going to connect to make people's day 19 times, and out of those 19 conversations, I'm going to look for opportunities to invite 3 of them. Make sense? Okay, and I'll show you how I do that as we get into the workflows. The next goal is ads. These are just new people I'm putting in Teamzy every day. I'm meeting them on social media. They're people I know maybe in the real world I haven't added to my list yet, or they're people I'm meeting in the real world. But whatever it is, I'm constantly adding new people to my Teamzy, putting fresh water into the reservoir of our business. Make sense? Okay, when you're all set on these, hit continue. And what it did was it actually set up the dashboard to my goals. So you can see there's my goals, the dashboard's set up with those. Whatever your goals are, your dashboard will be custom to it. Pretty cool, right? Okay, the next section of setup is my why. Finding your why. Finding your why. Now, a lot of you, maybe a lot of you already have written why statements, why you're in the business, you know, the deep motivating factors behind why you get up in the morning and do your work. Most of you probably don't, though. And this is important. And you've heard other trainers or people on your upline tell you you need to know your why. The reason is this. 1 out of 2 people quit this business their first year. And the reason why people quit is always the same. People are quitters. People are quitters, you and me included. I'm sorry to say it's true. The only time we don't quit is when we have a reason to stick with it. And that reason has to be compelling, okay? If you, and I'll go through my story in a minute, but if you join the business like me to make a little bit of extra money, that's not a compelling reason to stick with it. Okay, you have to go deep on your why. This is so important. That's why I put it in the setup wizard of Teamzy, because I don't want you to skip this, because I want you to be successful. And the truth is no matter how cool we make this software, if you don't understand your why, you won't use it. You won't get up in the morning. You won't build your business. Okay? And that's a waste of all of our time because we want you to be huge successes. Make sense? All right, let's just go through this process. Here's the good news. It's not some weird, vision quest thing you need to go to. You don't need to go to a sweat lodge in Sedona to figure out your why. Okay? It's just basically there already. You know it. It's in your heart. But we need to get it up to your head. Okay? Because this whole concept of following your heart, it's impossible. Nobody can follow their heart because your brain is in charge, right? When's the last time you drove home and you realized you don't remember driving home? Has that ever happened to you? Yeah, that's because your brain actually runs physically what you're doing most of the time on autopilot. So we're going to figure out what's in your heart and we're going to help you reprogram your brain with it. Make sense? All right, let's do it real quick. It's pretty simple. We've actually got this down to 5 questions. Okay, just 5 questions just to get your mind thinking so that you can pull out your why. See, the truth is the why is usually the thing that we don't really allow ourselves to think about that much. Why is that? It's because we're in survival mode. How many of you feel like you're in survival mode? When you're in survival mode, you don't think deeply. You think about what's the next thing you need to do to survive. Does this make sense? So we're going to take 10 minutes and take you through this and take you outside of your daily life so you can think about this for a second. This is a great exercise, by the way, to do with a success partner or somebody on your team. You can do it for each other and help each other out. Here we go. I'll share my story as an example. Why'd you become a distributor? First question. In my case, I was already using the products. I had great results. I lost 60 pounds. And my friends were all asking me, what are you doing? all the time. What are you doing? How'd you lose all that weight? And I would tell him. My wife said, honey, go be a distributor, get paid for all those people you're sending to that company. I said, okay, that makes sense. I signed up. That was why. I didn't have a deep motivation at that moment. I just thought, I might as well be getting paid for this. I could use a little something. What did you hope to accomplish? Next question, what do you hope to accomplish? In my case, I wanted to earn an extra $500 each month. That's it. I just wanted to earn $500 extra each month. Okay. Why is that important to you? Third question. Why is that important to you? Now, when I asked my sponsor at the time, do you think I can make $500 a month? He said yes and signed me up. He never asked me why. Why is it important to me? But here, I'll tell you why. I wanted to put that $500 a month in the bank. Okay. I wanted to save it. Now, for some of you, I don't know, some of you know my story, some of you don't. I come from the background of business coaching, consulting, primarily working with real estate people. When the recession hit the end of 2008, that business disappeared for a while, about a year. Completely gone. I mean, I lost my job along with everybody I knew. And that was a scary time. And I know probably a lot of you watching the call might have been in a situation like that during that recession. And, you know, by God's good grace, we made it. Our family made it through that recession. We were cared for all the way through, but it was scary. And we did use all of our savings up right away. And then we went into kind of a paycheck to paycheck survival mode, like so many other people. And when years later, looking at this opportunity, we were still in a paycheck to paycheck survival mode. Making $500 a month extra and putting it in the bank was really exciting to me. It was going to be like a moral victory. Does this make sense? Okay. Next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? In other words, in my case, saving $500 a month, what would achieving it mean for my family and me? What I really wanted to do was buy a new home for my family. I just really wanted to buy a new home. Anybody out there dreaming of a new home? You know, we had a great home, but it was very small. And my wife and I have 4 kids. We didn't when we moved in together. Right? We'd outgrown our home. There was nowhere to turn. There was nowhere to get a quiet moment. And I know busy parents, you guys understand like how exciting going to the bathroom is, right? When you live in a place where there's no alone time, it's like, I have to go to the bathroom. Yes, you make sure you lock that door. It's like there was nowhere to go. I dreamt of leaving my corporate career and coming home and working on my own business and being around my family, things like that. There was just no way I could do it. There was nowhere to work. So I thought, wow, if I could save $500 a month for long enough, maybe we could buy a new home someday. Okay. Next question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Now this one may, cause you to do a little deep thinking. Now in my situation, here's what I realized. I struggled with this. Now, those of you guys just getting to know me, I love helping people write goals, especially big goals, dreaming so big that your friends and family laugh at you. That's how big I think you should dream. But if you're like me, when you do dream big, you feel guilty about it, right? You kind of feel guilty for dreaming so big. Isn't that funny how we're conditioned that way? How many of you guys are like that? So for me, buying a new house, I felt guilty that was my goal. Like it just seemed like greedy, right? And, but the truth is as I really thought about why this was a meaningful goal, it was more about my family, less about the house. The house symbolized family, but it was more about my family. See, the truth is that I was not present for my family. I was constantly working. I was providing for them, right? Which I felt like was my duty, but I wasn't present for them. In fact, I would get up in the morning and kiss my kids goodbye on my way to work. They'd be in their pajamas still. Right? And when I got home from work, they'd be back in pajamas getting ready for bed. And that was my job. Good morning, good night, kids, pretty much. Many weekends I was busy working. So I realized that I was going to completely miss my children growing up. And yet here I was in a career that I loved. I was considered the top of my game. There was no further for me to grow, right? I had achieved the top level of my industry. And yet I was still living paycheck to paycheck. I was kind of stuck. I know some of you guys can relate to that. So I'm looking at this side hustle that I had been working on, and sure enough, it was making that extra money I wanted it to right out of the gate, which was exciting. I'm looking at this little extra business, the side hustle, the side business that I had started, and realized that it was actually didn't have the same limits that my career had. I could actually achieve more on my side hustle than I could with my career, right? And I started thinking about this, and I started thinking about what I wanted my life to be like and what I felt like I was missing in my life now. And I wrote down my very first why statement. I'm going to share it with you. It's actually in Teamzy as the sample text. You write over the top of mine to write yours. But this is word for word my actual why that I wrote. By the way, I just want you guys to get your heads around this. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. It feels like 100. Oh my gosh. This was my why. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. Okay, I'm going to say it again. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. That also means not getting fired for no reason, right? Because of the economy. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. I wrote this why down. I want you guys to understand something. When I wrote this why down, it changed everything for me. See, everything's in your head, right? So that's where you need to make the change. By the way, when whatever you write on this last box, when you click continue like that, it saves it to your dashboard. See, there it is right there. So you can read it every day before you do your power hour. Okay, read it out loud. I also think you should write it down on a piece of paper and tape it to the mirror in your bathroom so you can see it every time you brush your teeth, at least twice a day, right? Okay, but let me just explain to you what happened to me when I wrote down this, my why. I suddenly realized, I would say my motivation went up by 100. Why? Because now instead of working for a couple extra bucks, I was working for what really mattered to me, and it convicted me. Now, at this point, I already had the first version of Teamzy available to me, which meant that I could do my connecting with people. I could build my business in like 30 minutes a day, right? I mean, what you have, what I'm going to show you right now is way better than what I had, but I could still get it done in 30 minutes a day. So now for me to blow off my business for the day meant that I was just deciding not to do 30 minutes of work, right? And by the way, that's the same for you. You deciding not to work on your business is just deciding not to do the 30 minutes of work. What you had to do was, I had to be confronted with this. When I didn't want to do it, I had to say, I don't want to be with my kids. I don't want to be worry-free. I want to be completely freaked out that I could lose my job at any minute and we could lose everything we have. Or I could just go get it done and work towards my why. Does this make sense? Once I had the my why down, I was so motivated and excited. I announced within 90 days to my wife that I was leaving my job, my career. She thought I was a nut. But she supported me, even though she was a little freaked out, you know, because I had, for 90 days, I had thought, I'll let them pay me to build my business. But now it was time for me to go. And here's the thing I want you guys to understand. I didn't have a place to work. I was going to come home to work and I had no place to work. I spent a couple weeks at the public library trying to figure that out. And then finally I went to Home Depot. Some of you know the story. I'm just going to tell you real quick. I went to Home Depot and I bought a shed. You know the kind you put like lawnmowers in? I got a shed. I put it in my backyard. I drilled a hole in the wall. I ran an extension cord from my house through this hole in the wall. And I put my computer out there and I started building my business. I have a picture of this. Check this out. This is the Teamzy World Shed Quarters. There's one of my business partners, Mike Lopez, checking out my new digs in my shed. And I actually had, you can see in the background, we're brainstorming an idea for a concept in this shed right there called Teamzy. Pretty cool, right? So you know what? You got to figure it out. The my why will convict you. It will motivate you. Makes sense? And without it, you'll probably quit. So don't skip that part. All right, let's get back into Teamzy. Where am I? Too many screens open again as usual. Okay, there's one last step in the setup wizard, and that is importing your contacts. Okay, there's some videos in there that will help you. Also over here on the Help Center page, which was in the left navigation, you'll find all kinds of videos, pro tips, training webinars, and FAQs. Okay? The hardest part for using Teamzy is setting it up. We've made that as easy as possible. So once you do that piece, it's super easy. Okay, it's like moving into your dream home and unpacking the dishes. Once they're unpacked, you can get in that kitchen and cook every day. Make sense? Okay, so a couple things here I'll just point out. How to import team and customers from my back office. That's where you want to start. You want to get your back office people in first. If you have a team first, then customers. And the third group you'll do is your Facebook friends. Here's the instructions on how to get your Facebook friends into Teamzy. Okay, step by step, just follow the instructions. What's really cool about this is you can actually get all your Facebook friends in Teamzy organized so that you're not kind of like pecking through your Facebook feed trying to remember who you connected with and dropping people. This allows you to organize it all in one place. Make sense? Okay, now there's one last step for setup that I want to show you before we jump into doing our power hour, and that is ranking our contacts. We have to rank our relationships. Okay, now take a look at my dashboard right now. You'll notice that next to their name, there are numbers. This is their star ranking. So like 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars. Make sense? Let me go to the team page and show you this. The team page over here on the left, that is like your full Rolodex. Okay? The team page is where your full list lives. Okay? Now you'll notice that Maynard, you can see his star ranking is 3 stars. If I wanted to change it, I could just click on 4 and it auto saves that. Now, if you wanted to go down and rank everyone on your list, you could, you have to click on them, but you could actually you can open up what's called rank mode so that everyone's star rating is there. It just makes it super efficient. So look, I'm going to click on that little menu and turn on rank mode. Okay, so now everybody's rank mode is opened and I can just jam down my list and rank people. I can rank them up, I can rank them down. Now, a couple things why this is so important. This is super important. I want you guys to understand. If you want to be successful in Teamzy, you have to rank your relationships. Okay? This is why. With relationship marketing, which is the system I'm going to teach you a little bit tonight. Teamzy is built on top of relationship marketing, which is a systematic approach to building relationships and serving people in such a way that they do more business with you and they refer more business to you. Okay? With relationship marketing, you need to spend more time with your best people. In other words, you need to connect more often with your best relationships. That is because the 80-20 rule that you've heard about is true. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your relationships, okay? 80% of your business comes from 20% of your relationships, your best relationships. So you need to spend more of your time with your best relationships. It's that simple. The way this works is the more stars somebody has, the more often Teamzy tells you to connect with them. The fewer stars, the less often. This allows you to connect with your best people more often. Does this make sense? Okay, so what you'll do is, first off, when you import people, they come in as 3 stars defaulted. So you're gonna go down your list really and just look for the 4 and 5 star people that you like and import them up. So this is what the stars mean. A 5-star person is somebody most likely to become a customer or distributor, or they're an existing customer or distributor that's a rock star. 5-star people are also your best friends, your favorite people, your closest family members, okay? 5-star people come up on your list to connect, just to connect, not to try to sell or anything, just to connect with them every 30 days. Every 30 days they come up on your list, okay? 4-star people, that's somebody likely to become a customer or distributor with a little bit of nurturing, right? They're your good friends and your fairly close family members, right? They show up every 60 days. 4 stars every 60 days. 3-star people could go either way, which is why everybody starts as a 3. A 3-star person, and most people on your list will probably be 3-star people. They will come up every 90 days, okay? 2-star people every 120 days. Do you guys see how this works? More stars more often, less stars less often. This allows you to stay in touch with everybody, but more often with the best people. Make sense? Okay. So once you have these done, you don't have to save it or anything. It auto saves every time you click on one. I'm going to go back to the dashboard. Now we are ready to do our power hour. Now, really quick, what's cool about this is once you've set this up, you don't ever have to plan or think ever again. Isn't that cool? At least not about your business building activities. You just turn on Teamzy and it says who's up next and you connect with that person. And that's it. Every day it's different. Every day you just go connect with whoever's there. Done. Simple. Okay? And if you've ranked people, it'll bring people back at the right sequence. All right, so let's do this. Let's work a power hour. So the power hour module is right here in the middle. Let me show you how this works. The left side has my lists: prospects, customers, distributors, and my follow-ups list. Okay, 4 lists. The right side is where I log my activity as I go, where I log the conversation. So it's tracked as we go. There's no like doing stuff and going back into Teamzy later and tracking it. That would be inefficient. Why would I have you do that? You do it from Teamzy. It's done as you go. Teamzy tells you who to connect with. I'll show you that it helps you with what to say. Then you log it as you go, and it tells you the next time to connect with that person. No thinking. Okay? Notice that there's only 5 names on each list. That's important. That's by design. That's to keep me from getting overwhelmed and to keep me focused. Okay? If I had 20 people there, I would start jumping through the list. I want you just to go with who's up next. And just trust me, even people you don't think you would normally message, when they come up on Teamzy and you message them, you'll be shocked sometimes at the response. First person on my prospects list, work from left to right. First list is prospects. First person on my list is Jay. Jay Lisa Swain. I'm going to message Jay, and I like to use Facebook Messenger for the majority of my messages because it has the best response rate. I also like Facebook Messenger because it allows them to look at my Facebook page before they respond, which makes them feel connected and they can kind of get caught up on what I'm doing. But you can also see, you can log anything: Snapchat, Instagram, a text message, a phone call, a greeting card, whatever, in person. Voice chat, that's for all you Voxer fans, right? Stuff like that. Okay, voice message, whatever. Okay, I'm going to use Facebook though. So let me show you how to do this. I have Facebook open right here in another tab. We'll go there when we want to send the message. Now this is where I used to get stuck because I didn't know what to say to her. But over the years and with the tens of thousands of Teamzy users, we've refined these little connect scripts. Just easy ways to start a conversation with people and make their day. So what I'll do is I'll go right here to scripts. See this? And the scripts library is included in Teamzy. Check this out. I'll get a Facebook script. And I'm just going to get this connect number 1. Look at this. So simple. This is so simple and elegant. Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. So simple. Copy the script. Okay. So what I'll do with that script is I'm going to paste it right here in Teamzy so that I can edit it before I send it. Get the name right. Okay. Maybe some emoticons. If you feel like you need to edit this in any way to make it sound like you can. Though these scripts are really refined, I wouldn't edit them that much. Okay, so now really quick, I've got this now exactly the way I want it. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna copy it and paste it into Facebook. Okay. So I'm gonna look up Jay. There she is, Jay Lisa Swain, great. And I'm gonna send her a message on Facebook. And I've already got it on my clipboard, so I just paste it in. There it is, ready to go. Hi, Jay, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Send. See how easy that was? Now look, yeah, you had to paste it into Facebook. That's because Facebook doesn't allow anyone to send its messages for it. But again, it only takes a second. So now I'm going to toggle back over to Teamzy, and I'm going to just log that Facebook message and see where this big blue log connect button is. Click that and it logs the connect. See, it says connect logged. Now check this out. Jay's gone. My list moved up 1. I've got 1 done, 8 left. Next person's Sandy. Now don't worry about Jay because she's going to come back on Teamzy in 30 days if she doesn't respond. Okay, and I'll tell you what to do if she does in a minute. So Sandy's next. I've already got this script already in my clipboard. I just paste it again, change the name. This is how you can do 20 in 20 minutes, okay? Boom, now it's exactly the way I want it for Sandy. So I'll do the same thing. I'll copy it. I'll toggle over to Facebook, look up Sandy, send her the message, okay? And log it. And then I'll do Hobie. I'm gonna just work my way down my list until I get to my goal, which in this case was 9 people, okay? So my goal is 9. I'm gonna send 9 messages. Couple tips here. Some people will respond immediately. Don't start having a conversation with them until you've done sending all your messages for the day, okay? Which is gonna take us 20, 30 minutes, and then you can go have those conversations. If you jump in those conversations now, you get distracted, you'll probably not finish your power hour, okay? All right, so we're gonna message our 9 prospects. When we're done sending those, we're gonna toggle to customers and we'll start messaging our customers. We'll do it exactly the same way. Go to scripts, I'll get a script, okay? Here's a great one. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Huh, so simple, right? I love this one, by the way. Change the name. You guys see how easy this is? Now, I used to skip the step and just paste it right into Facebook, but I have sent the wrong name before. So it was actually Teamzy users that said, put it in Teamzy first, and then you won't send the wrong name. So that does help. Okay, boom, put my emoticons in there, whatever. Okay, you get the idea. Send it, okay? Again, you log it by hitting the big blue log connect button, and you've got 1 customer connected with, 5 to go. Next one, maybe we'll grab a different script, something like send me an update on the products you're using, whatever. You just need to be in touch with people, okay? Don't overthink the messaging. You just need to be in touch. That's it. You just need to be in touch with them on a regular basis. Don't make it awkward. Don't make it complicated. Some of you already have a complicated follow-up program for your customers that you don't keep to, and it frustrates you. Just keep it simple. Teamzy will just, hey, you're gonna connect with 6 customers today. Here they are. Just send them a message. That's it. A couple of magical things will happen when you're in regular contact with your customers. I just want you to know this. When you're in regular contact with customers, they'll order more products. They will order more products, and they will retain longer on their automatic reorder products, on their whatever you call it. They will order more and they will retain longer just by you being in regular contact with them. That is statistically true. If you get your whole team into Teamzy, you'll notice the uptick in volume. It's basically just from being in touch with current customers, okay? So that's kind of a great benefit. Besides the fact that it's better service, it feels great for you and for them. The next reason why it's so crucial to be in touch with customers is, hello? How many of you would like more customers? Anybody? Where's the best place to get a new customer? The best place to get a new customer is your current customer. That's true in any business. Your current customer is the best place to get a new customer, because somebody who's using your products, they already trust you. They're already excited about the products, okay? And people who like something are talking about it already. They're already talking about it. They're out talking to their friends. Their friends are already ready, in many cases, to purchase it based on the recommendation of their friend. The question is are you in touch on a regular basis with your customers so that you're getting introduced to their friends? This is an important piece. So you got to be in first step is being in regular contact with people, and then making sure that you're asking them to introduce you to the people they're talking to. Okay, make sense? All right, next piece is your team. The next piece is your team, your distributors. Got to connect with your distributors the same way. Our goal in this case is 4. We're going to connect with 4 of our distributors today. We call this product Teamzy because it's about building a team. Okay? And your team is a team is based on the relationship with you. Bottom line. They want to have a relationship with you. Having a Facebook page is great. Doing Zoom calls is great. They need to hear from you personally, especially those of you whose team is getting bigger and bigger. It just becomes more valuable to hear from you. Teamzy will help you do it. They will help you keep in touch with your team. They just, in this case, it's 4 people. Boom, next person up is Abigail. Send her a message. What are you up to today, Abigail? Anything I can do to help you in your business today, Abigail? I was thinking about you, Abigail. This gives me a reason to take a quick look in the back office and congratulate her on something. Congratulations, I saw that you got your first customer. Great job. Congratulations, I saw you just ranked up. I'm proud of you. Okay? Prospects, then customers, then distributors. In this example, it was 19 people, 20 minutes of work, send the messages, boom, done. Now, here's the thing. As your team members know that you're using Teamzy and they're using Teamzy, they're still gonna love it when they come up on Teamzy and you message them. They're gonna, you might even tell them, hey, Abigail, you're number 1 on my Teamzy list today. How's everything going? They'll just respect you more for being consistent, okay? All right, prospects, customers, distributors. When you're done with all of those, we get to our 4th list, which is follow-ups, but there's nobody there. Follow-ups are not automatic in Teamzy. You have to set follow-ups. So let me show you how that works. Okay. I'm losing my voice. Here's how it works. I'm messaging for 30 minutes. All those messages go out. In this case, 19. Response rate, typical response rate, about 50%. So let's say I get 10 conversations started, right? And people are like, oh my gosh, I get to hear from you from 10 of them. 10 people, crickets, no response whatsoever. So what do you do with the people that didn't respond? Nothing. They're going to come back on Teamzy when they come up based on their number rank. Don't even worry about them. Okay? Don't even worry about them. Worry about the ones who do respond. Now we're having conversations, catching up, asking people, hey, what have you been up to? Tell me about what's going on in your life, Getting caught up with people, having a conversation with them. Some of those conversations will fizzle out pretty quickly. Some will be good conversations. Okay. So one example, I'm going to give you an example. We messaged my friend Jay. Jay responds, oh my gosh, great to hear from you. What have you been up to? I'm telling her what I'm up to. She's telling me what she's up to. We're just getting caught up. My goal in this conversation is to ask her questions so that I can find a way to help her. Not to sell her, not to recruit her, just a way to help her in any way. Okay. I want to show her that her relationship's important to me. I want to invest in it. I'm literally making an investment. I want to find a way to help her any way I can. And I think about, I'm listening for wants, needs, for complaints, whatever. Maybe she needs a recommendation for a new dentist for her kids. Maybe she needs help on Saturday moving some furniture. I don't know. Whatever it is she needs, I'm going to try to help her in some way. That's my goal. Now, if she needs help that I address directly with my business, that's sweet. And if I'm doing a good job with my social media, she knows what problem I solve and she may bring it up. A lot of times in my case, people brought it up. I focused on fitness and weight loss. People would say, I'm glad you connected with me. I need to lose 10 pounds. That happened to me all the time. Now that might not be happening to you because you might not be promoting yourself well enough that they understand what you solve. Okay, that's a whole nother topic that I could riff on. But a lot of people think you have to shroud your business in mystery to create intrigue, which is crazy. Can you imagine hiring an electrician who shrouded their business in intrigue? I'm not really sure if you know how to solve the problem I have. I have a socket that doesn't work, and I'm not really sure. Are you an electrician, or does this make sense? That's crazy. I have a problem. I want to find an expert. So anyways, that's a different story. So Jay and I are talking. Here's how I bring up my business. I'm listening for a way to address what I'm doing with her problems. So at some point she says, what about you? I'm going to tell her, this is what I do and why I'm passionate about it. Okay. And I'm going to do it in a way that addresses something. If she complains that she never sees her kids or that her boss is a jerk, I'm going to tell her what I do and why I'm passionate about it. One of the reasons I love it is because I don't have a jerky boss, or because I get to be with my kids. Make sense? I'm going to relate it directly to her. That's how I'm going to bring up my business and tell her. But the most important thing that I'm going to communicate to Jay as we're catching up, because she's going to tell me what she's up to in her life, is I'm going to tell her what I'm up to. I'm going to tell her what I do and why I'm passionate about it. Okay? Why do I do it that way? Because when you tell somebody what you do and why you're passionate about it, whatever it is, their response is always going to be, wow, that's good. That's great. Good for you. You guys tracking with me right now? Sorry, I know I'm a little off the reservation, but I'm giving you a little extra. Wow, that's great. Good for you. That's the response. Now, if you just say, hey, I found this great network marketing opportunity, you should take a look at it. I think it'd be great. They're going to be like, gross. No, I don't want to do that right now. You're the 12th person and leave me alone with your pyramid scam. What a difference, right? No, I help people lose weight and regain their health. And first it worked for me. I lost 60 pounds, changed my life. Now I've been able to help 150 other people do the same thing. It's been the most rewarding thing I've ever done. Wow, that's great. Okay. Whatever your story is, you tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it. Their response is going to be like, wow, that's great. Good for you. Okay. And then all you need to do, because the way you're doing this, the way you're approaching this is so non-confrontational, not icky, not in your face, is you just ask them, are you interested in learning more? Jay, would you like to learn more about what I'm doing? She could say yes, she could say no. Either way, it wasn't an icky conversation, and the door is open for me to connect with her again at a later date, no matter what she says. If she says yes, I am interested in some more information, please send it to me. Then now I'm going to invite her to something. I'll show you how to do it in Teamzy, and we'll follow up like a pro until I close her onto my team. If she says, no, thank you, then what I do is I plant the seed. No, thank you. No, thank you, Eric. I'm not really interested in that right now, but I'm happy for you. Great. Well, I really appreciate that. Thanks for your support, Jay. It means a lot. Could you do me a favor? If you come across anybody who needs help in this area, can you please introduce them to me? Because I would be honored to help your friends and family if they need it. Okay? And she's going to say, absolutely. So what I did was I got somebody to be excited for me in my business, and I got them to start mentally thinking about referring people to me. That's how a no feels in relationship marketing. Make sense? And neither one of us leaves icky thinking, oh, that was a nice conversation. Great. So Jay says, yes, I want some more information. How do I do this in Teamzy? Let me get back in here. What I'm going to do is, first of all, she's not on my dashboard anymore. So I'm going to look her up in the lookup bar to bring me to her record. Now, as I'm talking to Jay, she says yes. I say, great. Now I'm going to invite her to something. Now, see right here where it says invite in this connect box? I've got a few options. Now, these options will vary based on the network version of Teams that you have. In this case, I've got share video, opportunity call, three-way call, an event, a business opportunity meeting, other. These are things I can invite her to, right? So here's an example. Jay says, sure, I'd be interested in some more information. Great. Jay, are you going to be around tonight? Yes. Why? Okay, great. Perfect. My team's doing an event on Facebook Live. You don't have to go anywhere. You can do it from home in your pajamas. But we're going to do an event tonight at 8 o'clock. And people are going to be sharing their story and how the business works and things like that. It's a great opportunity for you to kind of learn about what I'm doing and see if there's if you have any interest in it. She says, oh, that would be great. Perfect. What I'm going to do then, Jay, is I'm going to send you the link to that event, and then I'll connect with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Okay? So this conversation could be happening via voice. It could be happening via messenger. I don't know. A lot of times, though, if somebody says, I'd like some more information, I would usually write then and there, say, hey, can you jump on the phone real quick so we can talk for 5 minutes? But if not, I'll just do it via messenger. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite her to this event. So I'm going to log it. Let's call it business opportunity meeting. And I'm just going to put a note that it's a Facebook Live event. Okay, you get the idea. And I'm going to send her a Facebook message with the link to that. Now, a couple things I want you to notice before I log this. It's an invite, not a connect. That's why I use the invite button to log it. Now, right here where it says in 2 days, this little calendar, this is how I set my follow-up. Okay, you can choose any day you want in the future. There's some quick links, and then you can click the custom date to go to a calendar. Now, I'm going to follow up tomorrow because that's what I told her I would do. Just a little tip. I'm going to teach you guys how to follow up right here. First thing you want to do is tell somebody when you will follow up and set the follow-up for that day. Okay? Why? It's powerful. One, because now you've got permission to do it. And two, you are following through on your first promise to them. You're beginning to build trust with them. Make sense? I'm going to follow up with you tomorrow, Jay, and see if you have any questions. Great. Log the connect. Now, look what happens. Now there's a follow-up set for tomorrow. If I go to my dashboard, my follow-ups list, now you'll see that Jay's there. Setting a follow-up takes them off of their original list, in this case, prospects, and puts them on the follow-ups list. This is where she's going to live now for a while. Okay? So tomorrow when I do my power hour, I connect with my prospects, my customers, and my distributors. Your first couple of weeks, you might not have any follow-ups. Right? It may take you a while to generate a few of those, but as they build, you'll go to your follow-ups list and you'll work them. That's the fourth step in your power hour. Now I'm going to go to Jay and I'm going to follow up with her. Let's pretend it's tomorrow and she's due. I'm going to follow up with her. Here's how I'll do it. Again, I'm going to go to scripts just like we did before, and I'm going to get a follow-up script. Now here's what I want you guys to know. I have refined the follow-up process to the T, and all 10 of my scripts are in Teamzy free for you, numbered in order. Honestly, if you screw this up, I have no, it's on you. Okay? I've made this so easy. Follow-up number 1, here it is. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Do you see what I did there? So let me show you how to do it. It's just like a normal connect. Change the name, get it right. Okay, get it just the way you want it. Now I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna send it on Facebook again. Look up Jay. Oh, she's still up there. That makes it easy. Send her the message. Okay. What questions do you have for me? Send. My follow-up is done. Now go back to Teamzy, log this follow-up. Now before you send it off, make sure you set the next follow-up. Click on follow-up, send the next one. I'm gonna follow up again the next day, okay? So always set your next follow-up. Write that down. Always set my next follow-up and then hit the log connect. That keeps her on my follow-ups list. I want to keep her on my follow-ups list until she converts. Now, just really quick on this, how much time do I have? Not a lot of time. Put your questions in the Q&A. I'm going to jump over there in a second. 80% of all follow-ups happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Okay, I'm going to say it really quick again. 80% of all follow-ups happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. How many of you can press the raise hand button. How many of you follow up 10 times currently? I don't see any hands. Now, I see a couple names in here. I'm looking at a couple names in here. I see a couple of you are in my boot camp, which is cool. All these little concepts that I'm throwing at you briefly, for those of you guys, we're going to spend a lot of time on, so don't worry. But I want you guys to understand this. If you want to help people in this business, if you truly want to help people in this business, the first step is getting them to make that first purchase, right? You really can't help them until they've made that first commitment. And 80% of them won't do a thing until you followed up almost 10 times. Which means you need to be following up that much if you want to help people, okay? Following up is not just an annoying thing that you're worried about annoying people. Following up is actually an act of love. Following up is an act of love. That is how you help people in this business, is by following up, okay? Let me rephrase it like this. 80% of the people you could possibly help will not accept your help until you followed up 7 to 10 times, okay? Not following up, failing to follow up tells people you don't care about them. It tells people you don't care about them. Okay? Oh, I followed up 3 or 4 times with her. She never responded. Forget her. I'm moving on. No, what you've told her is, your life is busy, but I don't care. I don't care about you. I just wanted my money. That's what they receive. Now, here's the good news. How many of you guys would never do 10? Kelly says not happening. Probably because you're afraid of being annoying, right? Let me explain to you how to do this without being annoying. You can, if you follow up the way I'm going to teach you right now, nobody will think you're annoying. They will thank you from the bottom of their heart for your follow-up. They will understand that this is how you love them. Ready? Number 1 rule. Never ask them to do anything in the follow-up. Don't ask them to do anything in the follow-up. Don't ask them to call you back, text you back, RSVP. They should have nothing to do in the follow-up. It's on you to keep following up, okay? Don't ask them to do anything. Number 2, your follow-up must be written and it must be brief. That means, for goodness sakes, never call somebody on the telephone unexpectedly. Nobody likes that. Do you like it when your phone rings with an unlisted number unexpectedly? Nobody likes that. Never call somebody on the telephone unexpectedly. You should only talk to people on the phone when you've arranged an appointment. Okay, just telling you right now. Voice messages, Voxer messages, videos, for a follow-up, no. Okay, there's a place, a time and a place for those in connecting with people and building a relationship. But for a follow-up, no. I'm going to tell you why they're annoying. Because here's what happens. People are busy, and your message almost never comes at the right moment. Does it make sense? It almost never comes at the right moment. It almost never comes when they're able to open it up and respond to you. So what happens is, when you follow my rules and you write it and it's short and sweet and you don't ask them to do anything, it shows up on the front of their phone and they can see it at a scan. They don't have to open it. They don't have to respond, because they're not going to do either one of those right now. They don't have time to right now. Something's happening. They can't do it right now. And because you're not asking them to, you're not annoying. Okay? They're going to see it. That's all you want. You just want them to see it. That's it. You just want them to see it. Because what happens is they see that message and they go, oh yeah, that's right. And then it's like, oh my gosh, the baby's throwing up on the dog. I got to go. Okay. The next one comes and they're like, oh, I really need to respond to her. And then they get distracted again. And on it goes 3 times. And then you give up on them. And then they're like, oh, a month later, they're going, whatever happened to her? Oh, well, I guess she didn't really want it. I guess she didn't really care. That's what happens. Here's what I'm here to tell you. If you keep connecting, you keep sending the next one, what happens is around the 5th or 6th, most people, so 20% of people will respond in the first 3 follow-ups. 20%, those are the sales you've got so far. 80% of people won't respond at all to 5 or 6 follow-ups. Nothing, 0. Okay, most of the sales that are happening are the easy people. If you keep connecting with people though, around 5 or 6, you'll get a message that says, thank you so much for staying in touch with me. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I haven't responded. And then everything's restarted. Does this make sense? If you can get people, generate interest, invite them, put them on your follow-ups list, and keep them on your follow-ups list, you will be amazed over the long term how many people convert. Okay? And if you keep this pipeline of follow-ups full all the time by doing these connecting activities, You will be converting every single month. You will never fail to qualify for your bonuses. You will never fail to make your next rank. It will be steady and predictable all the way through your business. So let me just review really quick how we do our power hour. We come in each morning, turn on Teamzy. Once you've set it up, okay, you're going to go down your prospects list and start a conversation with people. Boom. Your customers list, stay in touch. Boom. Your distributors list, stay in touch. Everybody that has shown some interest, you invite to something, you put them on your follow-ups list. Then you're going to go down your follow-ups list. This is the second half of your power hour. You're going to go down and work down your follow-ups list. Connect with people, generate interest, invite, follow up. Okay? When Jay has signed up, when she's completely signed up on my team, here's how I'm gonna move her over in Teamzy. She's now bought something. I'll click on sale, log the sale. Distributor kit, she came on my team, great. Now Teamzy knows that. I'm gonna tag whatever products that she is buying so that I know what products she has. And then I'm gonna move member type from prospect to distributor just by clicking on it, personally sponsored. Now she's on my team. Now Jay will live on the distributor list instead of the prospects list. That's how I move people onto my team. And Teamzy knows that I've made a conversion. I made a sale and I converted somebody to a team member. Make sense? All right. You just do it every day, 30 minutes. After a while, after you've done this 30 days, 45 days, it might be an hour because you'll have a full follow-ups list, okay? And then you guys will feel overwhelmed with opportunity instead of anxiety. Here we go. Ashley says, how do we log invites? And what exactly does this type of invite mean? Actually, I think I answered that in the call tonight because you answered that before. You asked me that before we did it. Nicole says, I am very new to this. Let me just show her one more time. Ashley, let me show you one more time. An invite is logged inside the connect box. The invite is this bottom corner. You just toggle it down to whatever you want it to be to do an invite. Okay. And then you set your follow-up and you log it and you log that connect. It's a special type of connect. But when you log something on this, it then toggles an invite as well. Make sense? Okay. Nicole says, I'm very new to this. Do we also track customer sales in here? Also, I try to add Facebook friends daily. Do we manually enter these daily? Well, she's got a lot of questions. Okay, let me take these one at a time, Nicole. First, yeah, you track customer sales. You don't track like granularly like you do in your back office, like commissions and all that. That's all there. You just want to know that if I'm connecting with somebody 50 times and now they've purchased something, I want to log that they bought something on their record. So look, let me jump over to Hobie's record as an example. I want to log that he purchased something. Let's say it was just a retail sale. Great. There's a retail sale. I want to save that. So now Teamzy knows that it resulted in a sale. These are important. I'm not getting into tonight, but we track all these statistics so that you understand your closing ratios. It helps you be a better business person. And then I'll put a tag in for whatever. Let's say he bought a tower garden. Okay. That's an example of, that's one of our, we've got a lot of Juice Plus people these days. So that's an example, right? So there's his product, great. And then now he's a customer instead of a prospect. Okay, that's the first question. Adding Facebook friends daily, manually enter them. The best thing to do, Nicole, is just click on this little add contact button as you meet people, okay? Of course, you couldn't be named Johnson like me, right? Something easy. There we go. There we go. Boom. Did I spell that right? I think so. See how easy it is to add somebody? Now you're in my Teamzy, okay? I can tag whatever. Let's see, met her on a webinar. Okay, easy. Okay, so as you go is the best way to add contacts. Also, another reason to do that is because you have a goal to add contacts every day. So you want to fill that circle. It's going to be very gratifying for you to fill that circle. Now, let's say, Nicole, let's say you get way behind on your Facebook. Now, what I often do is I'll go to Facebook. Check this out. I'll go to Facebook, go to my page, I'll go to my friends, and I'll click, come on, internet. I'll click my recently added friends, okay? And I'll go through and make sure they're all on Teamzy. So if you fall behind, you can go into your recently added friends and add them in, okay? But if you fall way behind, you can do a bulk import from Facebook again in the future, and it will only import the new people. It won't duplicate people, if that makes sense. Okay. Kelly says, I work with Juice Plus and the sales pull down, it just has 2 options, application fee and others. Where are the products listed? Okay, so Kelly, you're gonna tag the products. So what you do is, I'm gonna go back in there again. When you do a sale, so let's say I'm on Katie's record, you put in, let's say you put in distributor kit, yours is application fee, okay, is how you guys say it. Great, and then you're gonna tag the products, okay? Hold on, sorry. Teamzy doesn't like that I put a comma there. You're just gonna add tags. See the tags? The reason why you wanna add tags is because everybody with that tag, you can pull up a list on later. It's really cool. So like if I wanted to go into everyone with the Tower Garden later, I could click that button and it would bring up my list, okay? All right, it's just more efficient that way. Cool, I hope that answered your questions. You're welcome, Kelly. Again, thank you for spending a little time with me. I know that was a very basic introduction, but here's what I want you guys to understand. If you can get into Teamzy, get it set up. If you run into any problems with setup, just send a message to support@teamzy.com. There's a help button floating on the Teamzy page. To send that email, just click that help button. Our team will help you. Don't get caught up in anything that's challenging. Get in here and I want you to start crushing these power hours. If you guys are in a 30-day free trial right now, I recommend that you get a success partner, do the 30-day trial with you, hold each other accountable, see how much you can get done, okay? Set a goal for each other. And then what I like you to do, and we do this in our boot camps too, is to have you screenshot your completed dashboard each day and message it over to your success partner. You will get so much more done that way, okay? I really want you to take advantage of this full access 30-day free trial that I'm giving you, because I know that if you do it, you will generate a ton of momentum in your business. So thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. Really appreciate it. God bless you. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.